Okay, I'm back with the recorder because I gotta use professional equipment again. I'll take a brief second though to say that the set is getting closer to getting built. I have like one more project really in front of it. My contractor is going to give me my paperwork so that I can actually understand how much it's going to cost me to remodel the room, and we will build down there, and I'll do like a whole vlog about it if you guys give a crap. But I mean, at this rate, I don't think anyone gives a crap. So we meet Helga, our death cleric, which I reveal her name, but let's be honest, it's basically Thor Ragnarok's character villain. But we go back to the hatchery, and this time we kind of told the barbarian to like be really patient, because last time we nearly died. So I'm walking around and I'm doing my acting performance. We are wearing the cultist outfits, and we are going like around, sneaking past guards, telling guards what's going on, lying to guards basically. And we get to the point where I bump into a couple kobolds who are taking care of drakes, and I go and persuade them that I'm their boss, and they need to listen to me. There's traitors among us, and they start to kind of believe me because I'm rolling so high on persuasion, and they're very stupid creatures. I get this idea though, and I go, wait. We should hire these guys. Party looks at me and goes, what? Trust me, I got this. Because the Dragonborn is a superior race to the Kobolds. The Kobolds believe that they're a higher power. I don't actually know this. I know for a fact from the lore that they are... they love dragons more. They believe they're gods, and they want to be among them, so to speak. Like, evolve past their little creature form and maybe grow wings and be kind of like almost dragon. So I managed to persuade 7, I think, from the barracks in the hatchery to come follow us, and we take on the half dragon again. I got really mad at him, and I'm like, let's do this. X gonna give it to you. I stayed back and just cast spells like a pathetic dork I am. Just not gonna get involved, because last time I got involved, it hurt. But we lost, I think, two kobolds. And then at the end of the battle, which they basically, all the kobolds kind of just stabbed and managed to just annihilate him on top of the barbarian and the fighter and the cleric, doing the most damage out of me not doing much but insults. I did have a magic missile, or wand of magic missile, which I ended up forgetting at the end to have. So what ended up happening was I turned to the kobolds and went, good job. You guys should really come work with me. I'm quite honored to work with you. They're like, oh, okay. And I give them gold, and they're now my associates. I named them Tommy, Kimmy, Brittany, Rocco, and I forget what the last one was off the top of my head. And they were my band of kobolds. I was going to have for this video, or at least for that mini some 3D printed kobolds, but I keep running into issues printing them at the moment, and they were all like unique, but none of the kobolds were really used for combat. They were just kind of falling around to work with us, like mostly like pack mules. But as the story goes on, it'll get better. Which I just realized I just walked away with a magic dagger with one of them. Ooh, I don't think my players remember that. Oh god. So, the barbarian got a really powerful scimitar, which did 4d4 necrotic damage. We got the mask, which we sold for buku bucks, which again passed my goal. Second goal being I got employees now, so I managed to get drakes. I tamed drakes because I ended up getting like half proficient and rolling really high on animal handling, so I basically got them, and it worked to our favor. We got I mean, to my favor at least. I got kobolds, I got drakes. I mean, I have enough to run a carnival. I'm kind of done with this arc. I have everything I need for like this character just to be an NPC now. Like, I'm done. I don't want to really play him anymore, I guess. And then further down the road, I got to the point where like I really can't play him anymore. I don't have the proper skills to play him. So after I died, I was kind of like, well, next level I'll get a subclass thing, because anything past level 5 for Bard didn't seem useful to me from when because I was looking ahead on my character to see what I could do, and I didn't really see taking another level in Bard to boost my level up. So what ended up happening was I took a subclass in Rogue when I went from 5 to 6, so that I had better stealth and better it adds more to that espionage spy kind of angle that I was working with as being I don't want to say I was a bad actor, but I mean, like, I was kind of very persuasive, and my persuasive skills especially got really broken. And that was another reason why I wanted to stop playing him, was because I went from having a +7 to a +11 on my rolls. So I was basically auto-succeeding at like persuasion, deception, anything that dealt with performance. I was good at my charisma, because I had that gem I had told you about that they had given me that brought my charisma up, and then every stat skill I had the +2, +2, plus some, like, it was just, everything was stacking, and I was just, my DM's like, yeah, this makes sense. You have these items and you have these skills. You're basically impossible for you auto succeed on lying and performing. Like, that's what you're doing. I'm like, okay. So we go from the hatchery back to Xanathar's guild. And then I make the running joke of every time I come into town, because I'm a dragonborn, they're scared that there's a dragon stuff going on. I cast Disguise Self, or I put in a disguise kit, and I become Magic Johnson, which is beyond stupid, but let's be honest, it seems pretty funny when you look at it. Either I become Magic Johnson, the basketball player, or I become a merchant actor type guy running a carnival called Magic Johnson and the Amazing Kobolds. These jokes just never get old. But we trade in the magic items, we buy magic items, and we set off to the castle. It was a castle something, blah blah blah. It was a castle. Our barbarian wasn't there that time, and I managed to persuade our way around the castle. We were talking to a frog in the basement, and then we went to 2 other groups upstairs in the castle. They were all kind of just hanging out and sharing that castle. So what ended up happening was we were kind of just talking among the groups, and then we figured out one of the groups was kind of very dickish, and we kind of silently assassinated them, because we could. We get a little bit more information, and we figured out how to use this teleporter that took us to what eventually became the lodge. We did go back to town one more time before that, and then we went through the lodge. But I can't really remember any of the boss fights, because now I remember. We had to fight the one bad guy, which I can't remember his name, but I clearly remember as I'm recording this, I didn't get the final blow and I didn't really kill them. I kind of stayed back and didn't get into this confrontation. But the other players did, because it became a recurring thing that in this last session with this dragon, they had murdered this character. And none of us could really remember the character, but now thinking back during this recording, I know exactly what character they're talking about without even looking at the book, because I'm not really cheating. And I will say I tried to cheat once because of a stupid puzzle that took us the whole session to figure out, and we never did figure out. So we literally begged our DM to just skip it, because it's not like the notorious open sesame door problem that XP to level 3 had. It was more like we come to this room and it looked like an observatory, and it had a light coming from the floor. It had a bunch of colored gems that looked like colors of Tiamat. We had to put these gems together to do something. We could never figure it out for the 2 hours straight. So we managed to just skip that. We cleared out majority of like spiders and stuff in the top level floor, a couple of enemies and such. We looted and we got some more information, and then we went towards the lodge, and the lodge took us about 2 sessions to get through. And of course we're cleaning house, and I'm just kind of like, why are we doing this? Why am I here? Why am I doing this? And before we went through the portal to the lodge, Brittany had gotten hurt, then Tommy and Rocco destroyed our wagon. I had to pay to repair the wagon, and I tried to teach Tommy how to throw knives, because he needed to learn how to throw knives. Brittany got re-healed, and I brought the whole party with us towards this lodge. Of course, our barbarian murders Brittany, and basically I kind of get like, as a player, I kind of get pissed a bit, because I go from 5 to 4 kobolds, which, again, even though I'm beyond my character's art, I still kind of feel like that was kind of a cheap shot, because I tried my best to save her, and they're like, nah, no, she's gone. I'm like, okay, well, next time there's innocent folk, I'm leaving the party. I'm done. Character's arc's done. Didn't really tell this to the DM, and did this behind the players' backs. Not to be a dick, but at the same time, when I'm saying at the end of that arc, like, I'm kind of done with this character. I've done everything I wanted to with him. There's no point in going forward. I would like to just re-roll another character. Like, I wouldn't even die. And I kind of had the idea when I first made him too, was I wish I could, like, halfway through, like towards the end when we get close to Tiamat, I could be like backstabbing the party, because I could be the big baddie of the whole entire thing. That would be a dickish thing, but it'd be a great twist to have them always looking to me for aid, and then I just kind of like, I'm the bad guy. I'm bringing back Tiamat, haha. And I'm not like Joe Manganiello's character that got Vecna's arm. I was mostly just doing it for the, I don't want to say for the lulz, but I mean for like good like storytelling. It seemed like them accepting a Dragonborn into the group only to have him be the antagonist of the whole thing as a spy would have been a good storyline. So we're still kind of going through with that, but I mean it's up to the DM how he wants to play it. I bet you I'm gonna end up dying anyways. Not as like really badass like fighting the party like a super like kind of like villain, more like, oh, he's there, stab him, which I hope that doesn't happen, but I digress. So we go further through the lodge, murdering, and during that session, the first part of the lodge, I'm just kind of painting like the Outback mage and listening, because they're just murdering. That barbarian's just like, I'm just murdering everybody, crowbarring a door, killing what's ever in there. And I kind of I kind of wait, and then next thing we know is me and the deaf cleric get into a room, and there's a. It seems like a. I thought it was going to be black pudding, but it really wasn't. It seemed to be some weird spell that I can't figure out. And some freaking armor, and this armor is trying to attack us. The deaf cleric blinds him, gives us a couple of turns to get away from it. We're basically trying to hover around the room, try to open up windows, and I get close to one window and I see a white dragon, adult white dragon. How do I know it's an adult white dragon? 1, it's white. 2, it's a large dragon. Like, I could physically see it. There was no, like, hey, roll to understand what you're seeing kind of a deal. Like, the DM was like, you see exactly what you're thinking. And I turn towards the deaf clerk and go, no, this window cannot open, because we're trapped in the room. Like, the windows and doors could not open. And later on, when we're able, the encounter was over with, and we go back to that window with the rest of the group, because the other part of the group was locked outside the door. They bashed through the doors to come in and help. The dragon wasn't there, and then I go, oh yeah, there was a dragon here. Like, I saw a dragon. We end up opening up a door in the same room, and it was 24 cobalt slaves. And they were peacefully, were surrendering. And I was the only one to speak to the kobolds. But before I could even talk to them and ensure that they were safe, the barbarian miraculously could shoot magic missile out of his hands. And this wasn't the first time that something strange had happened. When he was going through and murdering the house, he was getting 20s randomly. Just 20. Like, it was impossible for him to hit. And I was sitting there going back, and I'm like, okay, he's doing a lot of damage. Anytime he rolls a 1 or a 2, he's automatically doing damage. So I looked at myself and went, the same rule could apply to me having high charisma skills. So this group is kind of broken. I can't really enjoy playing this campaign anymore. At least when I started at level 5. So I decided to not really backstab the group, but flee. I told the kobolds to follow me and let's get out of here before these guys kill you. And I go out the front door and the white dragon is back. And I go, okay, how do you want me to do this? Well, I mean, no, how do you want me to do this? You want me to perform or persuade the dragon what I'm saying is being true? So I roll and I'm like, there's traitors inside the building. And I flee. And the kobolds stop running for a second. And I keep running. I'm like, I want to run. And they're like, no, you can't run. There's a dragon right there. He's gonna kill you. And I'm like, okay, well, how do you want me to play this? Do you want me to stop and listen to the dragon, or would you like me to keep running? I keep running. And the dragon's like, follow your master. And I'm like, cool. The DM gave me the 24 plus my 4. So I had 27 or something like that kobolds. So I had a small army of kobolds. Wasn't 50 where they could just murder a party, but I mean, it was a small enough group that I can be like, hey, this is it. This is my party. And the barbarian was kind of pissed. The group was pissed that I was fleeing. But I told them, hey, I personally feel like my character's arc is done. I don't want to play as this character anymore. I just kind of want to take these kobolds and flee and go do what I want to do and re-roll another character because I kind of want to be something else. At least something else that would fit the mold better for the group than just this Dragonborn character that was beyond funny and then the joke became stale kind of a thing. And I didn't want my character to get murdered by the barbarian because the barbarian was getting he's very nasty because he's pure evil, or not pure evil, chaotic evil, and I couldn't get behind it. So I thought of another character I want to play as to finish out this campaign with this group, and then I'm just done. Just finish out Hoard of the Dragon Queen, and then go. I'm done. But I wanted to tell this story, and I know it's like a half-hour story, and I probably won't edit it. Probably will because I'm off tomorrow. The tale of Dimitri Callastar, and would I bring him back? I would bring him back for a celebration. I would probably bring him back for like a special stream or a special character playing. He is. I definitely after I got the 5 kobolds, I bought the Hero Forge character and made him, and I will probably get him professionally painted like I have Otto, which Otto is. Oop, knocked over that. Which Otto is my human artificer from Descent into Avernus, who never got to really finish the campaign, but he was fun. And I have so many of these stories from some of these 3D printed characters I have, and I enjoy it. I enjoy 3D printing them and telling stories with these guys. So if you guys like the Dimitri story, let me know in the comments below. I still haven't heard any other people posting in the comments about the Icewind Dale, Ariel or whatever, Ariel, Frost Maiden mini. I also have on the docket, if anyone wants, I'll grab my Panda Bear, because he's the resin print. I am doing a giveaway probably of these as well. If you're wondering if I will open up like a Patreon or something, or like a store for these, I will not, because these are Miguel Zavala's or MZ4250's files, and if I do sell it, I really want his permission to do it, because these are his files and not mine. I could, however, because his name is different, I could, however, sell Smokey. I did make this, but the problem is this Cryolator wouldn't be something he would have. But I would think of something. Maybe I can get like a crossbow and change up the file. But I called it Cowboy Bear, so because he's got a cowboy hat. So that's Smokey the Bear for me. But like, comment.